All right, welcome back. We are joining second quarter action here. We've got the Lake City Trojans hosting the Sanford Meridian Mustangs. The Trojans have just scored their second touchdown of the game, which was the last play of the first quarter, and they are getting set to kick off to the Mustangs. They're going to be going against the wind this quarter. It's going to make a little bit of a difference on the kickoff. This one is fielded at about the 12-yard line. He's running up the middle, seems to have a lot of room there, and the Mustangs are going to end up with much better field position than they have on the previous two kickoffs. They look like number 9 on the return, Brady Solano.
We were able to, thanks to our statistician and assistant tonight, Todd Galnick, um, looks like Micah Schwab is the kicker, and that is who's been kicking throughout the season, but at the extra points. And the scorer on that was Devin Davis for the 1 yard run for Lake City, and that's our
Okay.
updated stats. Thanks a lot.
Well, good call by Coach Kyle Smith. You know, when you make a catch like that and come just short of the end zone, you might as well give it to him and let him get the touchdown. I like it.
That's good, man. Good work.
All right, so we got a little reverse going here. Mustangs trying to trick things up just a little bit, but Lake City was onto it. Doesn't look like he quite made it back to the original line of scrimmage, so they're going to take a small loss on that one.
The muscle was behind that, Miles McLeod. He had a little bit of help, but he basically had the runner down at that point, and that kid's strength is just unmatchable out there when it comes to a running back versus the middle linebacker, and that kid runs as well on the offensive side for Lake City.
Yeah, he does. And, man, you know, if he ever watches this broadcast, you're going to be his favorite broadcaster in the world with all those muscle remarks going.
Keep up the weight room. It's working.
Yes, it is. Makes a big difference. Okay, so we've got about a 2nd and 11. That is Berriger rolling out to the right. He's got a lot of room to run, but he's still looking to pass. It's up and just out of bounds. Looks like he was trying to get number 1, Ted Levere, senior, just off his hands. That one drops incomplete. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 11.
With all of the things going on, the route, the pass protection, the quarterback getting in a position to throw it, and the throw pretty darn close. It's wet out there, folks.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a problem.
Yeah, and the wind plays havoc with that ball a little bit. Even when it is at your back, it's still going to do some things to the ball that they're not expecting.
Matt Holt over there on his D, and that's another factor. You've got this guy just leaning in on you. Add that to what should be maybe an easy catch. It's not easy at all.
No, not at all. Okay, so we've got 3rd and 11. Brett Berriger is in the shotgun looking over the defense. He's got 2 spread to the right and 2 to the left. Rolling out, he hands over, and we got a double reverse here, and he's looking to pass. He's got a man out there, number 11, but defended well. That was Devin Davis, who was all over that. Almost intercepted, but that one did fall incomplete. So the Mustangs are pulling out all the stops to try and get some offensive punch going here, and Lake City was all over it.
Double reverse or triple?
Yeah, I lost count. It was kind of going back and forth and back again.
And the arm, good arm there, but again, we have in the defensive side 1 and 7, 2 of the greatest players on Lake City, Devin Davis, and your QB on defense, who also has great athletic ability.
Okay, so here the Mustangs are punting. He's got it to his back this time and gets a good bounce. He gets it all the way up to about the 29-yard line before it goes out of bounds. Nice kick that time. Okay, that first one ended up going off his foot, but he kind of made up for it on that one.
It's a 39-yard punt. Kyle Stockford, the senior. Yeah. And we don't think of those things, the wind. You just lay the ball out. You've been practicing all summer long and all fall long. And here comes this crazy wind, and it's just enough to make you look like you don't know what you're doing. He did well on that one, and the wind helped him as well, though.
Okay, so here come the Trojans starting off at, looks like their own 30-yard line. That's a handoff to Devin Davis. Or no, that's Matt Holt with the keeper. Looks like he's going to be close to a first down. Depends on the spot. He had to get to the 40, and it looks like he did just that.
Tackled by one of their linemen coming up from behind, Hunter Marilat. He's a senior, number 21. They've got some size up front. 54, Blake Townsend looks to be one of their bigger kids, who's got his back to us at this point, one of the defensive line positions.
Okay, so it looks to me like they've got 2nd and 2 inches. Might need the binoculars to confirm that distance, but it's pretty close. Holt on another keeper. He's got room up the middle, making some nice moves. It's going to be a foot race. He's got one man to beat, And Holt is finally brought down at about the 12-yard line by number 1, Ted Levere. Beautiful run by Matt Holt. And boy, if we can take another look at that one, we'd like to.
50-yard run right there.
All right, so let's take another look at that beautiful run by Matt Holt. As we had mentioned earlier, one of the keys to the defensive success of the Mustangs is to keep a hold on Matt Holt, which is much easier said than done. All right, very nice run. All right, so Holt is looking over the defense on this one, and looks like the Mustangs are taking a timeout. They do not want to go down by 3 scores here, so they're going to talk it over and see what they can come up with. Bill, what do we got running the show tonight as far as our crew goes?
Our crew's awesome. Heather Stilson, our director, want to say hi to her and thank her for her work tonight. We've got a replay graphics person, Autumn Rodriguez. Camera 1, can't do it without Camera 1. Max Davidson, thanks Max, good job down there. Camera 2, Michaela Bivens, and that'll do it. No Camera 3 tonight, we're going a little bit short, but it's working. I'm glad to have everybody down there working hard tonight for 26 Sports. And it's a pleasure to be here as well. Thanks, Jeff, for having me, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming out with us and joining us tonight. And, you know, some of the crew here is with the Career Tech Center, so they are getting hands-on learning experience and very valuable experience at that. So
one of my good friends, Rich Spicer, actually Cammie Cook, both of them are their instructors.
Oh.
They both have experience in TV and radio. So
okay, awesome.
Ted Levere, by the way, on that replay that we just showed you, which showed him more clearly catching and saving that touchdown. What a great tackle that he had.
Yeah. That could prove worthy here as the game goes on. Okay, so Matt Holt is taking this one. Looks like he's going to keep it. He's looking for room around the right side. Looks like he did end up getting a couple on that. It's going to bring up a second and maybe about 6, possibly 5. Nice run by Matt Holt. Boy, he's just got good patience, you know. He doesn't rush things. He's looking over where his blocks are, reading the blocks from his offensive linemen. Does a really nice job of seeing the field.
Right, his vision's amazing, and he's small enough, too. He doesn't have great weight, so he can use his quickness to go one way or the other. It's just, he's quick thinking.
Okay, he's got David Greenfield in the background, fakes to him, and runs it in himself. That's Matt Holt on the Lake City Trojan touchdown. And as the PA announcer, Mr. Jeff Hinkston, would say, he is bringing it to the house.
9:24, it looks like, in the second quarter, and it is Holt with a nice run, and that's him right there. But his left side of the line, congratulations to them, because they gave him a nice hole over there.
Yeah.
How many yards?
That was about maybe 6 yards.
Go with 6 on that, and
all right, so they are going for the extra point conversion. That one was hooking to the left, but end up staying inside the bar. So another good 1-point conversion for the Trojans. That gives them a 21-0 lead over the Sanford Meridian Mustangs. Okay, so Lake City is basically doing what they've done all year. They strike quick and very efficient.
Not only good defense, good offense, the balance. You talked to me a little bit prior to the game and exchanged some of our research on both teams, but the balance is there, and it's at wide receiver, it's at running back, it's at quarterback, it's at line. That's just on the offensive side, and a lot of these kids go to the defensive side, not all of them, and they're hitters. So some of the kids up front are pluggers. They're bigger, they're good blockers, not tremendously quick on the defensive side, but they plug holes, and these linebackers aren't able to be blocked because there's a plugging mechanism in front of them, and they have a free-for-all, and they've had some great games, including last week against Kent City with the 14-7 win down there.
Yeah, that was a really big win for them. It is really hard to concentrate and focus on shutting anything down on Lake City, because if you do that, they've got so many other different directions to go, which gives them very good balance. Okay. This one was bobbled just a little bit, picked up, ends up getting just over the 20-yard line. So the Mustangs are not going to start off with the greatest of field position. Just a little bit better than 2 of the first possessions.
Tawinski and Sebastian Noren on that tackle, number 9. Their recipient, Bradley Solano, plays running back. got a decent run up through the middle, but not too much, in good field position for Lake City if they're looking at it from the defensive side.
Okay, so here come the Mustangs. They've got 2 spread to the right, 2 spread to the left. They are looking to get some points on the board in this first half. He's got some running room there over the middle, all the way past the first yard markers, trying to pick up a number on that. Looks like number 20, Cameron Duford.
Yep.
Okay, nice run by Cameron Duford. Right up the middle, that's good for a first down. He got all the way out to the 38-yard line.
So what we're seeing from Sanford Meridian is some trick plays. I mean, they're already going into the book here to try anything, and they're moving in some different players as well in the backfield, and they're going to try anything they can.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, another handoff. Boy, he ran him over. He is all the way up to close to first down. I believe that was Cameron Duford again. And I think I would have done the same thing with the way he ran the ball the first time. Give it to him again. He had 2 nice runs in a row. It looks like he ended up getting 8 on that one. It's going to bring up a second down and 2. They are about 3 yards shy of midfield. And got there in a hurry. Just a matter of a couple of runs by Cameron Duford.
Sebastian Noren with that tackle, one of the linebacker positions. Good, strong wraparound. There was a hit right before that, but ended up Noren getting it.
Okay, Brett Berger takes this one. He's going to decide to keep it, and there is nothing there as he is met immediately. Looked like number 57. No, not 57.
51 and 77. You got
Okay.
a nice eye there.
So that was Nate Knapp and 67, Skylar Miller on the tackle. Berger had no place to go as they greeted him immediately. So they lost a couple on that one. That's going to bring up a third down and about 4 for the Mustangs.
So they have a couple of heavy-set young men on the left side, all muscle. It's 51 and 77, actually, Thomas Bloomberg. That's part of the meat that I was talking about. And they just fill up space, and I think they probably run away from them in most cases if they can.
Okay, Berger on the keeper on this one, looking to get around the right side, and again, nothing there as Lake City's defense is stepping up strong.
Again, Thomas Bloomberg, 77, the big kid who has tremendous, he's quicker than I thought. I was watching him on the tapes, and he didn't use his quickness, but man, he has it, and he used it there. So, wow, put that in his book as well.
All right, so they are facing about a 4th and 3 right here. Decision time for Coach Mike Belina. Is this 4th down territory? I'm thinking it is, you know, with when you're 4 and 4 and struggling to get some points here, got the wind at your back, why not? And Berger throws a nice ball. Boy, if he can just get, you know, by a little bit of time, he's got some receivers out there.
Yeah, I think the score is making them nervous and it's causing them to feel anxious.
All right,
They
so
still have to do it one play at a time, though.
So they are going to call a timeout here. Mike Blinn is going to bring them in, and I don't know, is this going to start scratching one up on the grass or what? He's had a number of kind of trick plays here. It'll be interesting to see what they come up with to try and get this first down from 3 yards away.
Well, that's how worried Sanford Meridian is. They are going for their second, 4th and 4, which is actually we'll just say this is a good decision. I think it is 4th down territory. They are confident in their offense and their defense to do that. They have to be. But Lake City's playing well and has so far rolled well with 3 touchdowns, 2 in the first quarter, 1 here in the second. We'll wrap some of that facts around you at halftime when we get there. The game's moving along quickly.
Okay, and we just got a report in. We've got Bill Dooley and Dan Gussert taking care of the Cadillac Traverse City Central game over in Cadillac tonight, and they are scoreless there so far in that ball game.
Wonderful.
Yeah, which is, I mean, that's a win for Cadillac right now to be scoreless with facing the Trojans.
Oh boy.
Okay, so here we go. We got 4th down. Berger's got a man out there and throws it just up a little bit too high. That was Ted Levere, and I know Berger would probably like to have that one back. That ball got away from him just a little bit, thrown a little bit high. So the Trojans are going to take over on downs at the Mustang 47-yard line. Or the Lake City 53-yard line. How about that?
We could use
Could
that.
go either way.
I've used that before. 40 to the 50.
I've mistakenly used that one.
To the 52. It's tempting, and you'd think it would go that way at some point, but oh no, you've got to switch your thinking
That's
immediately.
right. Okay, so here come the Trojans. They've got two spread out to the right, one to the left. They got a slot guy there. Holt's going to decide to take this one on his own. He's weaving his way up right up the middle. Looks like he ended up getting about 4 on that one. And you know, it's just it's tough with that formation because they spread everybody out and then they just let him kind of look for a hole where to go. He's got good blocking ahead of him and he's got such good vision and speed.
He's got good blocking on both sides, and so they can't put their best players on one side or the other. We've got enough strength on the Lake City line to cause problems.
Okay, this one is handed off to David Greenfield. Greenfield looking to get around the right side, gets up to about the 40-yard line before he's brought down. That was number 9, Brady Solano, and number 54, Blake Townsend on the tackle for the Mustangs. We are ticking down to about 5:43 left in this opening half as the Trojans are leading 21-0 and looking to add on to that. Looks like about a 3rd and 4 for the Trojans from the Mustang 40. Holt takes it from the shotgun, decides to keep it himself. He's got room up the middle. He breaks away, and he is gone, and they are not going to catch him. Nice touchdown run by Matt Holt. Number 7, touchdown Lake City Trojans.
That's Holt with a 40-yard run, and just once again, the kids got determination. Just grabbed it, looked at one hole, made it through that, and they weren't prepared to do too much about that. There's possibly some laundry on the field. We'll see.
Okay,
Good
so we're going to
heavens.
see if this one is going to come back. Whether it comes back or not, it was a beautiful touchdown run by Matt Holt, and it does in fact look like it is going back. Looked like there might have been a little holding on that one.
Thus the hole. Possibly. It's oftentimes
That's right.
it's on the other side. It's after where they've just run through. It's not helpful at all to hold. It never is, but it happens, and as mentioned, more than we'd like to admit. But that's the downside of it, and it can take away a real game changer like that.
Okay, so Holt decides to keep it again. He's looking to get around the left side. Nothing there. That is number 21 leading the way on the tackle, Hunter Marilette. He's a senior this year.
He did the first business, and then Matt Pearson and then Alex Noel came and finished it off. So a 3-man tackle, but they're using some defensive tactics here, gang tackling, the gang of blue.
Okay, so this brings up a 4th and about 8 for the Trojans. With the big lead that they've got going, they are going to go for this one. Holt puts it up in the air. It looks like, was that Ben Marion on that one? Yep, that was Ben Marion with the reception. It's going to be real close to a first down, and it is all going to depend on where the spot is on this one. We could be looking at a measurement coming in. It's pretty close.
Well, that's a big player for them as well that we haven't seen much of yet. Ben Marion, with this weather, hasn't had to be used. Only a junior for wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so referee Mike Sison is taking a timeout, and it looks like they're going to bring the measuring sticks out to get a closer look at this one.
Bryce Dunn on the tackle, one of the middle linebackers.
All right, so everyone's waiting in anticipation, and there is the signal. It is a first down for the Trojans. Nice 4th down call by Kyle Smith. And with an offensive like that, why not?
How about that? With the penalty, and you just made up for it, and you get a first down.
Yeah.
You're right back in action. This is Lake City, right? They make up for their mistakes. They do have them. And if they can continue to minimize them even through this game as they get ready for postseason, that will be a key factor to take them to the farthest point.
Yeah, and watch out for the quick strike here. All right, Holt's got 2 spread out to the right, 1 to the left. He fakes it, keeps it, and he is met immediately by number 54, who got in pretty quick, Blake Townsend. He's just a sophomore this year. So nice play by Blake Townsend. That is going to bring up a 2nd and about 13. That was a loss of 3 on the play. And boy, you know, this is always an emotional game from a senior standpoint, because a lot of the players on the field right now, at least on the Mustang side of the field, know that this could very well be the last time they ever put the pads on. And I remember those
Yeah.
that day, and it's not a great feeling. Okay, so we've got number 9 here. That's Brady. Excuse me. Miles McLeod, Muscles Miles McLeod, running around the left side. Looks like he got a pretty good run, enough for the first down.
Started at the 38, so that was a heck of a run. He's a galloping machine over there with great strength. You don't want to tackle the kid in open field.
All right, so the Trojan machine just keeps on a-churning. McLeod got all the way up to about the 24-yard line on that run. It's going to bring a new set of downs for the Trojans.
Austin North on the tackle. Sorry, Jeff.
No, that's okay. 3:37 left on the clock. Holt puts it up in the air. He's got Ben Meridian out there and just through his fingertips and drops incomplete. And boy, Ben wishes he could have had that one back. And I'm sure Matt Holt's going to give him another opportunity.
No mistake. You don't want to use excuses.
Yeah, it's a wet ball tonight.
But boy, what a pass.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was right there, and it was a tight spiral.
A lot of times when you have it hit your pads, I don't know if it did on his chest, but boy, that just complicates things worse. And talk about looking not like you want to look. That's the one you should have, but it sometimes hits that, and boy, it just comes out hard.
Okay, that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. I'm sure Marion is going to get another opportunity from Holt. Here comes Noah Thome around the left side. Looks like he got about 6 on that play before he was brought down. Couldn't get a number of a tackler on that one. Looked like it might have been sophomore Blake Townsend over there again, amongst a couple others.
Yeah, Austin North playing with the cast, one of the others. But yeah, Townsend will get credit for that. The sophomore at one of the linebacker positions on the far side is doing a nice job out there. But you have a player playing with the cast, and you have to wonder.
Yeah, I like it. They're toughing it out.
There you go.
Okay, so Lake City's got spread outs here on both sides. Holt's looking to go to the end zone again. He's got number 1, Devin Davis, and Devin Davis reels that one in. Touchdown, Lake City Trojans. And after that drop just a couple plays ago, Devin Davis was really taking and grabbing that one tight. And if we can get a replay on this one, we'll get a look at this touchdown throw by Matt Holt to Devin Davis, number 1. This will be Davis's 2nd touchdown of the evening. Ball is in the air, right in stride. Nice throw by Matt Holt.
That's going to be an 18-yard pass, so good job there. And what he did was those little pads at the top of your chest. He made sure that ball was down in his breadbasket. And
yeah.
Then, man, he squeezed with the stomach muscles, everything.
Yeah, he did. Okay, so that kick ended up going just to the left just a little bit. So that is going to give the Trojans a 27-0 lead with 2:45 left in this first half. I am Jeff Castillo, and Bill Barnett is joining me in the booth tonight. And Bill, how about if we hear from our sponsors again and make sure we give credit due?
Well, we wouldn't be on here without these folks. Tonight's game is presented by Munson Healthcare Cadillac Hospital, Wolverine Power Cooperative, and Great Lakes Energy, Fox Motors of Cadillac, Cadillac Tire, Lake City Materials, Bowman and Rogers, Lake City Family Pharmacy, A-Tech Automotive, Ash's Coffee Cup, and Pizza Plus. Ash's Coffee Cup, they've got some barbecue over there. You can't turn away. If you're driving by, you got to pull in, even if it's takeout.
All right.
One of my favorites.
I'm going to remember that.
BBQ.
All right, here we go. That was Mika Schwab with the kick. Fielded at about the 12. Pitched off to Kyle Stockford. Stockford's got some room to run. He's heading to the sideline. He's got one man to beat, and he's got him beat, and there's nothing but green in front of him. Nice touchdown return by number 5, Kyle Stockford. And the Mustangs are on the board. And we are definitely going to take another look at that one.
That was 88 yards, I believe. We'll make sure on the replay.
Yeah, it was originally fielded down there, and they tossed it to Kyle Stockford, kind of threw the Lake City defense off. He found a seam, and boy, did he explode up through that seam and find the sideline.
Our spotter tells us that it's going to be and it is 88. We'll go with.
All right, so that is just what the Mustangs were looking for, as they were able to break the seal, so to speak. They're going to go for the 1-point kick conversion, and everything is not quite right yet. Time was called by the Trojans.
They're going to freeze the kicker. How about that?
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're going to freeze the. They got a 21-point lead. They're going to freeze the kickers. Is that how that works?
Gabe Mutai, a 10th grader. He's their kicker, number 6. So.
All right. Well, you can't miss him with those shoes out there.
No, you can't.
He had the bright greens.
Would you go for 2 being down this much and try to get every point you can get, or you just not get so anxious as I might as a player with that kind of lead?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably just going to go for the 7. I don't think another extra point right here with the 2-point is going to make a big difference.
There you go.
So maybe they got confidence in them. They'll get it up there, and hopefully he'll have another opportunity before too long. All right, so the snap is fielded nice. Kick is up, right between the uprights. Nice 1-point conversion by Gabe. Sorry about that. Gabe Mutai, sophomore kicker for the Mustangs. All right, so we've got Lake City 27, the Mustangs 7. We've got 2:31 to go in this opening half.
Jeff, you know why that's important is because we're getting close to a mercy game, or the human nature rule,
right?
Whatever you want to call it.
Right.
35 points,
yeah.
And they're coming close. And another 8 points would have made it 35 zip. This puts it back to 20, makes a whole new game, and they'll have a second half to come back if they want to. And I'm saying the Mustangs, because they are down, and the momentum's been all Lake City. The time with the ball throughout the first half, it's huge. I mean, you're going to have a tired defense here in the second half with the white jerseys.
Yep, absolutely. And it's one mistake away from making it a 2-point or a 2 possession game. As far as that goes, crazy things happen, turnovers. You get big returns like that. So we've got a lot of football left here. Okay, so the Mustangs getting ready to kick off. They went with a little onside kick. This ball is still bouncing around. Never did quite get 10 yards, so the Trojans were able to recover at about the 47-yard line. Good idea, though, by the Mustangs. Try to keep them off guard and try to get that ball right back.
They're desperate for points, and they want points now. They're watching the clock. They know the momentum would be a lot better, or the feel of the game, if they can get another touchdown and start seeing the taillights of Lake City, and then you've got to deal with Lake City's offense in the meantime. They need some stops here.
Yep, they have to figure out a way to stop the Matt Holt show going on here. Okay, 1st and 10. Holt fakes it. He heads up the middle. He's got a little bit of room to run. Looks like he ends up getting about 5 on that one. That's going to bring up a 2nd and about 5 for the Trojans.
Gabe Brady with the tackle, the senior, number 52 on the right side. I worry a little bit with the number of times this QB runs the ball. He's a running back, actually, that can throw is what the deal is. And
right.
A really good running back as well as thrower. But you use the kid that much as a student athlete. There are some issues.
Okay, they're going to go airborne here. They got Devin Davis again, and that one just fell incomplete as Davis got turned around just a little bit. I think he was looking for it on the inside, and the ball ended up going to the outside. So that one falls to the ground, incomplete, and they're going to go for a 3rd and 5 from their 40. Well, that's Sanford Meridian's 43-yard line.
It takes a special catch to be able to look over one shoulder and then lose track of the ball, look left, and he actually tried to just look over the top of his head backwards as it was coming down.
Yeah, that's tough to do. Then you get your eyes in the lights, and you got rain going on. Okay, This is Greenfield fighting for yardage. And once again, we've got Blake Townsend, sophomore, making the tackle.
He's got some strength, though. He is big for a 10th grader.
Yeah, he is, and he's making a difference on the defense. He's saying, you're not running on my side.
They're watching, and they're going a lot to the left side, and now that's opposite his side. So Lake City's watching that as well.
All right, that's going to bring up a 4th and 5 for the Trojans. They are not even thinking about punting tonight. So they're going to go for it here on 4th and 5. Holt takes this one from the shotgun. He's looking to air it out. And it looks like a sack coming up as they were able to stop him. And once again, number 54, Blake Townsend stepping up for the Mustangs. Big play for Blake as they are sacked, and they will take over on downs. And that's an important play. They've got 1:07 left, and they're pretty close to midfield here. So
This is exactly what they wanted on their onside kick, was to get the ball back, be close, get a chance in the second quarter here to finish this quarter off.
yeah, absolutely. I believe that's the first time they've stopped him in 4 downs
Correct.
tonight.
Correct. And that says something for Sanford Meridian.
Okay, so they have got 4 spread out to the right, 1 to the left. Berger's by himself in the backfield. He's rolling out to the right, airing it up. He's got a player right there. That's number 5, Stockford again. Stockford fighting for a first down. He's pretty close. It's going to depend on where this one is spotted.
I think they spotted him in bounds, so the clock should continue, but it doesn't. Okay, misread that.
Or, well, there's a flag down
Okay.
is what's going on, so that put a stop to the clock.
Defensive pass interference. Let's go with holding.
Well, we'll take a look here what Mike Sison is going to offer up for us, and it is a hold on the defensive side, a defensive hold against the Trojans. So that is going to add to an already nice gain by the Mustangs, and they are moving upfield quick, which is exactly what they wanted. There's still 58 seconds left in this first half. Mustangs trying to cut this lead in half.
Can't ever understand why someone would have a defensive holding.
Okay, Berger hands it off to Buford. Buford heads around the right side. Looks like he picked up 4 or 5 before he was brought down. Maybe 3 or 4.
Sorry, Matt Holt on the tackle, senior quarterback, also playing defensive back. So if the kid doesn't do enough for us on offense, then he's over there on defense tackling some of the bigger running backs coming around the corner.
All right, so we have got a timeout here, and Bill, maybe you could mention some DVD opportunities for our viewers out there.
Love to, Jeff. DVD orders. I know you want them. There's a partnership with the ISD, and we've got airtime details for you. DVDs are available at cctv-cadillac.org and mynews26.com. So you can get a DVD of tonight's game and many of the games throughout the season from those 2 locations. You can order a single game or pre-order a box set of all of the games throughout the season that are covered. Box sets of Cadillac, Manton, McBain, Niesick, and Lake City will be available. DVD orders support the cost of equipment and pro supervision of the students. All sports are produced with cooperation between the Wexford Misaki Career Tech Center, CCTV, and My News 26.
All right, thank you, Bill. So here come the Mustangs. Berger around the left side, airs it up, and nice step-up interception. That was number 1, Devin Davis. He was watching his eyes all the way, made a nice defensive move, and picked that one off. And a big play by Devin Davis. He's been making big plays on both sides of the ball tonight.
And he's been doing it throughout the season as well, which are kickoff returns, catches, and just his speedy stuff. You put that kid on any team and he can play football. Put him on a team with good running backs, a quarterback, good line, and other receivers that they have to worry about, including Big Ben Meridian. And that's a problem for anyone to defend. And right there defensively, it's just part of his talent to step up and have that instinct to catch the ball. And
yeah, big part of this stingy defense. Okay, here's Lake City setting up the screen. They got blockers out in front, and here comes
Greenfield.
Is it Greenfield? Okay, Greenfield's got the ball. I was looking for a number there. He's still on his feet and finally brought down. Lake City is not looking to just take and run the clock out. They are still on the offense here.
Here's a nice thing. 67, Skylar Miller just came plowing in there as a blocker. They allow this now. Your blocker can just push
push him a little further.
And it's totally legal. It used to be very not allowed. And it was a 34-yard play right there for Lake City and another shot in the arm.
Okay, and they're going to call a timeout here and look to increase the lead. And why not?
Well,
they want to get the clock running and get this game over as quick as possible, so they're looking to score points.
They're not putting a knee down, are they?
No, they are not.
They're on the sideline talking with Kyle Smith, their coach, and they've got a good coaching staff, and they've gone through a lot this season. You probably have some of the background on Harper Strong and the amazing community that Lake City is and they're showing it again with their unity and helping out families, in this case the head coach's family, and specifically their daughter Harper.
Yeah, it's been an emotional season for Coach Smith and our whole family and everything. I talked to him a couple weeks ago, and Harper is recovering. She's getting better. It's not going to be a quick thing by any means, he told me, but she is slowly and surely getting better. And we've had a lot of people behind, him and behind the whole family and behind the whole team. I've heard there's been teams calling from around the state asking what they can do and
Wow.
in any way that they can contribute and make a difference. So it's been really cool. I witnessed a circle of players at the McBain game before the game where, two teams are ready to clash with each other, two longtime rivals, and they all got in a circle and held hands, and, it was all about unity and family and everything. So it's just a really cool thing to see.
Short run there by Matt Holt to the left side as we're talking about some of the background with this team and the community here in Lake City. Second and short yardage, though, Jeff. They're not just taking a knee.
Nope, they've got 14 seconds left, and not sure exactly. Okay, so we had a little false start going,
Yeah.
or illegal procedure.
You know what illegal procedure is now? False start.
There you go.
How about that?
One and the same. Thank you.
Movement on the line. Those things do drive me nuts. That's just on a side. But that's what all you hear now is false start.
Yeah, and it drives coaches crazy too. The holdings and stuff like that you can live with because the player's, doing his best trying to help and everything. But boy, those false starts just drive you nuts.
Yeah, and that's really what they are, is false starts. Somebody's jumping off. It's a mental thing, not physical. Something they try to discipline and work into the routine for the kids.
All right, so that cost the Trojans a few yards and a couple seconds. They still have 12 ticks of the clock to try to get the ball in the end zone. Here's Holt looking to air it up, decides to run it himself. He's got a lot of room. He's going up the middle, gets all the way past inside the 10-yard line. There's 2 seconds left on the clock, and they are going to be calling time. And that is going to give them one more shot at the end zone before the end of this first half. They are up by 20 right now and looking to increase that lead.
Well, you just boot it in at this point. You have a kicker that can make a field goal that gives them 30.
Yeah,
that's
a possibility too.
And the other is a 6-pointer, which would be.
Yep, they are kicking against the wind if they would decide to do that. I'm sure that's going to come into part of the decision on this one. We'll see what Kyle Smith wants to do.
Boy, the wind has not hurt the Lake City passing game.
No.
And there have been a couple of bombs. There's been a bomb to Meridian, for example, Ben Meridian, and it was accurate. I mean, do you throw 5 yards farther because you know that it's going to blow back? I mean, this is like the punter holding onto the ball extra long.
All right.
And moving it just a little bit to one side or the other. You almost have to practice, I think, on the sideline and hope that the wind's consistent, which it hasn't been tonight. It goes up and down.
Yep, it's been going up and down. There's just enough of a mist where we can see it under the lights pretty well. But Matt Holt, he throws a nice tight spiral, so that tends to cut through the breeze pretty good. Looks like Lake City is going to go for it. I do not see a kicker on the field. So they got 2 spread to the right, 2 to the left. Holt's looking over the D. He's looking to cross the field. Puts it up in the air just short. He was going for Devin Davis, and that one falls incomplete. That is going to end the first half with the Lake City Trojans 27 and the Sanford Meridian Mustangs 7. This is 26 Sports and CCTV, and we will be back after these messages.